I love how still life can take something that looks ordinary and make it look really special and really interesting. It's kind of like doing a puzzle without knowing what the end product is. So to me, that's super interesting and rewarding. My name's Cason Latimer. I'm originally from Austin, Texas, and I'm a still life commercial photographer here in New York City. I went to school for graphic design and I did a lot of photography courses in school. They were kind of fine art focused, so I always had this idea that I wanted to do photography. I didn't really know how to execute that idea. Then I moved to New York and I started working at a retouching studio, and that really opened my eyes to this whole world of commercial photography that I didn't know about. I worked for still life photographers, fashion photographers, lifestyle photographers, and I think that the people that I worked for that had a real attention to detail was really inspiring. And I like to think that I bring that intense attention to detail and focus into my own work. I think my background in graphic design helps me a ton, just as far as composition, color theory, all of that stuff is super applicable for photography. Also, like in a professional photo career in the commercial world, those basic design skills I actually use almost every day. As far as how I would describe my lighting style, I really love hard light. I think it can do really cool stuff to products. You get interesting diffractions with light coming through glass objects or water or anything like that. At the same time, I also love that really classic like advertising style photography where you're lighting every single piece of, let's say, a perfume bottle individually, and those are composited into a final image. That aspect and that technical aspect is really interesting and cool to me. As an assistant, I learned on Broncolor and I really enjoyed the precision of it. Being able to control the focus of the lights on the pulso heads like super precisely is really important, and also just the interface as far as flash duration, etc. is very precise and you can really hone it in. Shooting any sort of like liquids, you really need to be precise about that, and Broncolor, the system makes it super easy to control that. The time I spend on post can really vary depending on the project. If it's something like lighting a liquor bottle that has 5 different image plates that are composited together, that can take quite a while. And having the Broncolor system and having everything be super precise is a huge help with that. My most challenging shoot was probably this shoot that was for a cat food brand, and we had live cats on the shoot. The cats could barely sit still. We really just had to keep shooting and work with what the cats gave us. I recently just did a shoot for a candle brand that was launching a sort of forest-inspired fragrance. We built an entire forest and moss set here in the studio, and the lighting on that was really interesting because they wanted it to look like midnight. So we used a few different lighting techniques to make it look like there was moonlight coming in through the treetops. One of my favorite images is this red lipstick texture that I shot that's actually red paint. And with that, I really wanted these bright highlights on the glossy red lipstick. So I'm really happy with how that turned out, and dialing that in was pretty difficult, but really happy with the end result on that one. I used the f1.60s on both stills and motion. A couple recent interesting shoots, we've had stills that had to look exactly the same as the motion component of the shoot. So the f1.60s are absolutely perfect for that. You can light the stills, use a long exposure to capture those, and then using the same camera or a different camera, basically shoot the exact same scene, and the look is like totally consistent. I started my Broncolor kit with just 1 pack and 2 heads that were used. But because everything is cross-compatible, I was able to upgrade over time, and everything is super consistent, so I can buy something brand new and it works with my older systems and vice versa. I'd say using Broncolor does make me feel more confident. I know there aren't going to be issues, so being on set, being in a high pressure situation, we have to get all the shots done for the day. Everything's going to work as it's supposed to. The best advice is work for talented people whose work you like and who you respect. That's the best way to learn, really, is working for talented people.